Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to explain a supernatural comedy anime called Gabriel Dropout. Watch out and take care. Tenma Gabriel White has graduated at the top of her class in angel school. As graduating angels, they will be continuing their studies in the world below, where they will be attending human schools. There, they will see firsthand what kind of beings humans truly are. Gabriel resolves to become a great angel who will lead people to happiness. So when she arrived in our humble world, the first thing Gabriel does is clean her apartment. She then goes out to buy groceries and then comes home to cook her own food. Gabriel easily acclimates to this new world, where she goes above and beyond with her citizenly duties. She even cleans the local playground all by herself. After picking up the last of the trash, she gets invited to play with a couple young kids, and the perfect lil angel agrees. When school starts, Gabriel seizes any opportunity she can that will help her get accustomed to the human world better. But now that she has all her duties covered, from domestic ones to academic ones like doing her homework, she's ready for the next step: video games. Oh boy, formerly gifted and productive kids might know where this is going. She plays a game on her laptop as she thinks that it'll present her with another way to learn about humans. Gabriel then creates her own character, and she chooses to be a priest with healing magic. In the game, she comes across another player who needs heal him. When she does, the guy's grateful and comments that she's a real angel. This makes Gabriel panic as she wonders if the guy had discovered her true identity. She then hears the cries of the other players who need healing, so she quickly comes to their aid. While the angel's going around healing anyone who needs help, she feels good knowing that she can make people happy. Video games are marvelous things. Sweet Gabriel thinks. But eventually, her character runs out of MP, and while she's wondering about what to do, she comes across it, the forbidden fruit, the point of no return, the unshakable corrupter, in game purchases. The game is urging her to buy this oh-so-wonderful item that won't consume her MP, leading her to think that if she has that item, she'll be able to save so many people. Gabriel gets a hold of the stipend heaven provided her, which includes some spending money. Oh, no. No, angel, you must resist the temptation. She contemplates for a while. She wants to help people, and the cries of other players in need of healing are already clouding her judgment. After careful deliberation, Gabriel decided to buy the item. And thus came the beginning of the end. Days, weeks, and months pass, and now, Gabriel is a full-fledged gamer. Productivity went to the store to buy some milk and never went back. And so, Gabriel does nothing but stay in her dimly lit room all day and play games. Trash is piling up in her room, everything is messy. Heaven's angel has abandoned all reason and succumbed to the fatal human flaw: addiction. Addiction to video games. Her demon friend, Tsukino's April Vignette, visits her to give her some stern talking to, saying that this is no way for an angel to live. But Gabriel only responds that as they speak, Valhalla Kingdom is falling to crisis. Vignette wonders what she's talking about, but it turns out that she's just referring to her game. Apparently, the kingdom's getting overrun by monsters, so for an angel, of all beings, to abandon innocent townspeople would be downright deplorable. In turn, Vignette responds that an angel, of all beings, should not start her morning with video games. Gabriel doesn't even want to go to school with her and says that she heard it's a day off. Perplexed, Vignette recalls that when she first met her, she said that her dream was to bring happiness to all people. Whatever happened to that? She asks. Gabriel answers, "What? That's not my problem. Like, humanity can just go to hell and die, for all I care." Gabriel really turned 180 degrees and went from being a sweet, lovable model angel into a cynical scrub. And that, kids, is what Grandpa Jim thinks will happen to you if you play too much games. Gabriel also adds that she's not going back to heaven. She will continue to live this way in the human world forever. She says that she's realized something after trying human entertainment. The overachiever that she was in heaven was a fake. She was just repressing true self, a good-for-nothing sloth. And to top it all off, Gabriel declares that all this time, she was an irredeemable, fallen angel, as in, fail and fallen put together. Vignette can't help but notice the pride in her voice as she announces this, and after that long-winded explanation, Gabriel maintains that no, she is not going to school. Since Vignette really can't convince her to go with her, she just warns Gabriel that whether she goes to school or not is her choice. However, they might summon her straight back to heaven if she falls too far. After that warning from Vignette, Gabriel gets up and puts on her school uniform. While changing clothes, she talks to herself. Do you really think that's enough to sway me? You couldn't lead an addict into temptation. My resolve is firm. Nothing will make me budge. But after a few moments, she goes, I feel like it today. Maybe I'll humor her and go. When she finally steps out of her apartment, she thinks that walking is a pain in the butt. So she plans to use divine unimpeded passage, an ability that allows an angel to materialize themselves anywhere they wish at will. When using this, they have to make sure no human catches them doing it. Gabriel uses it, but when she opens her eyes, she's still at the front of her apartment. But wait, it's suddenly chilly down there. Oh, no, the teleportation did work, but only on Gabriel's undies. And now, her cute unmentionable appeared in front of her classmates from out of nowhere. A supernatural event involving underwear that sounds like great material for the school paper. After school, Vignette visits her and finds her covered in her blankets. She asks, "Did you think you'd be marked present if your panties were in your seat?" Gabriel vehemently denies this before declaring that she has to get rid of everyone who saw it. In a panic, Vignette asks if she's holding the first trumpet of the apocalypse, which is sure to get rid of all humanity. And to this, the angel yells, "Collateral damage." One day at school, the self-proclaimed future queen of hell, Kurumizawa Satanichia McDowell, is doing a very evil deed. She's recycling a plastic bottle with the cap still on. Ooh, how evil! I'm quaking in my boots. Suddenly, she senses an angel nearby. It turns out to be Gabriel, who is complaining about how much her juice sucks. She throws the still full can of juice to the designated trash bin but misses, so the liquid spills over the floor. Satanichia witnesses this and thinks, what a diabolical deed. She approaches Gabriel to inform her that the juice had spilled, and for some reason, they play rock, paper, scissors. Satanichia loses, and Gabriel says, "Well, sucks for you. Have fun." Without any hint of shame, she leaves her behind to clean up the mess she's made. Satanichia willingly cleans it up, even becoming satisfied after she's made the floor squeaky clean. It turns out that the two are classmates, but she's never noticed Gabriel since she's absent all the time. Being late, playing video games in class, doodling in textbooks. These are all the things that the former top of her class Gabriel is now doing. Satanichia decides that if she's to reach great heights, she first has to surpass her, the nonchalant perpetrator of Super A-class demonic deeds. She's contemplating her plans of beating Gabriel while doing her thing in the toilet. Unfortunately, there is no more tissue paper left. Satanichia starts banging on the door, trying to ask for help. Meanwhile, Gabriel's trying to coax Vignette into letting her copy her homework since the teacher's scary, but Vignette only offers to help her do it instead. Suddenly, Satanichia arrives and says, "Pathetic, Gabriel. Doing homework? You still have a long way to go." She declares that she's the archdemon Satanichia and that she doesn't do her homework. Adding to that, she puts her entire heart and soul into announcing, "Today, you shall witness my superiority firsthand." Unfortunately for her, neither Gabriel nor Vignette is paying attention to her. They're busy with homework. When told that she'll make the teacher mad if she doesn't do her homework, she proudly goes on about how a demon could never fear a teacher since humans are inferior creatures. During class, the teacher starts collecting their homework. Satanichia smugly declares that she deliberately hasn't done her assignment. The whole class turns their eyes on her as she lets out a villainous laugh. Soon, the laugh turns into tears as she is sent outside to stand while holding 2 buckets full of water. During their break, Gabriel asks Vignette, "Before you work on me, shouldn't you do something about that doofus?" The other demon replies that she's lost count of how many times she has tried. Poor Vignette, surrounded by 2 doofuses. One weekend morning, Gabriel is lazing around at home when Vignette arrives and tells her that they were supposed to meet at 10. Gabriel has lost track of time and tries to make an excuse by saying that she was cleaning her room. Vignette seems convinced by this and decides to stay so she can help the angel with cleaning. Seeing how messy Gabriel's room is, she questions if all angels live like this, and Gabriel answers that it's only her who lives like that. Jokingly, Vignette probes at the possibility that she isn't an angel, but Gabriel is wholly serious when she says that she asks herself that a lot. Still, she proves that she's an angel by showing her the pure halo she has, pure black that is. She even comments that being a fallen angel sounds kind of cool and that she might give it a try. To this, Vignette reminds her that she's talking about being a demon. Now, it's Gabriel's turn to probe at her. She bets that Vignette never realized that she isn't actually demonic, and the girl is so stunned to hear this that she let go of the vacuum cleaner. Still in disbelief, she grabs Gabriel by her shoulders, asking her, "How isn't she?" Gabriel explains that she's really responsible. She likes helping people and can't ignore someone in need. With poor Vignette plunged into an identity-flavored crisis soup, she asks the angel Gabriel what she can do to be more demonic. Gabriel initially suggests that she could kill someone, which only upsets Vignette, so she tells her to ask Satanichia instead. Though they quickly realize that that won't be productive since her evil deeds usually end in a failure. Suddenly, Vignette spots a cockroach on the floor, and she shrieks in horror as the dreadful thing crawls. Gabriel, who has never seen a cockroach before, starts attacking it with a rolled-up magazine. It crawls towards Vignette, who shoos it away using her demonic powers. What follows is a large explosion that wipes out Gabriel's apartment. One day, another angel named Shiraha Raphael Ainsworth comes across Satanichia fighting with a dog over a piece of melon bread. Earlier that day, she had been looking for something amusing that would cure her boredom. And so, the supposed angel decides that Satanichia would be a great toy to play with. She tells the demon that if she would just picture herself as a dog and speak to it that way, her feelings will get through. Satanichia takes her advice to heart and starts talking in dog language, which is just her saying, "woof," repeatedly. Raphael says it's working, so Satanichia goes on with her antics. At school, a wounded Satanichia reports to Gabriel and Vignette that a dog took her melon bread and that some weirdo set her up. Out of nowhere, Raphael shows up, asking her, "Might you mean me?" It turns out that Raphael's in the next class and she used to be Gabriel's classmate in Angel School. As for Vignette, she thinks that Raphael doesn't look as strange as Satanichia claims her to be. Maybe they could even be friends. Raphael then shows Satanichia she has a melon bread and that she's willing to offer it to her. Satanichia accepts, prompting Raphael to order Satanichia to get on all fours and lick her foot like a dog in exchange for the melon bread. Looks like Little Miss Angel here really likes toying with her. Gabriel asks Vignette if she wants to talk to Raphael, and she answers that she's going to think about it first. One day, at lunchtime, Gabriel complains to Vignette about how there are so many humans everywhere. She never felt like that before coming there, but is there really a reason why there should be this many of them? Vignette, in turn, observes that those aren't the words of an angel. Gabriel sounds precisely like a shut-in who hates people. Vignette then invites her to eat at the cafeteria, which Gabriel is staunchly against. Way too many humans. Food costs money. Not a good combination. She then asks Vignette how much she'll give her, leaving the demon baffled as to why Gabriel's assuming that she'll be paying for her share. Vignette then mentions that she's thinking of inviting Satanichia, but they don't know where she is since she's always disappearing during lunchtime. At one point, they decide to follow the suspicious Satanichia until they spot her eating alone in a secluded area of the school. They approach her, feeling sorry that she has to eat alone. She is startled that they have found her, and her rice balls fall to the floor. She still has her melon bread, so she grabs it, but a dog comes out of nowhere and steals it from her. Yup. As you can see here, folks, the future Queen of Hell has a dog for an arch-nemesis. Satanichia defends herself by asserting that it's not like she has no one else to eat with. She just chose to eat alone because humans are icky and have cooties. She didn't actually say that, but we've heard the inferior human spiel already. For all of her haughty bravado, though, Satanichia's facade quickly crumbles when Vignette and Gabriel assure her that they want to eat with her. Satanichia couldn't believe her ears. She clarifies if it's really her that they want to eat with, if they're not joking or pranking her. Not even demons are immune to trust issues. She is touched by this gesture of kindness, but suddenly her pride as the self-proclaimed future Queen of Hell gets in the way, so Gabriel and Vignette decide to leave her alone. Satanichia chases after them. In the end, she wants to have lunch together with them too. They arrive at the cafeteria, which is swarmed by students. It's their first time at the place, so they look around in awe. They wonder how they would order their meal, and it appears only Satanichia knows how to do it. She's never eaten there before too, but she's grasped the framework of the school in the palm of her hand. Since Satanichia's the only one who knows how the food ticket and ticket machine work, she ends up ordering for the other two. At their table, Gabriel passes them some disposable chopsticks, which agitates Satanichia as she asks how she's supposed to eat with only one chopstick. Vignette tells her that she has to snap it in two, and an embarrassed Satanichia pretends that everyone, and she means everyone, knows about that. And so, she snaps her disposable chopsticks. Crosswise. You're getting there, Satanichia. After things have been clarified, the three finally eat their lunch. The cafeteria's udon is surprisingly good. Satanichia notices a 7-spice blend. Gabriel explains that she'll get the perfect spiciness with 7 shakes of the stuff. Vignette tries to interfere, but Gabriel shuts her up. Is she planning on burning Satanichia's tongue into a crisp? I mean, that's a good idea, but that's not very angelic of you, Gabriel. The two watch Satanichia with bated breath, but it turns out she can handle spice pretty well. Too well, in fact, and Gabriel and Vignette are shocked that she held out when the sauce is basically spice that's been plucked out of the hottest depths of hell. Gabriel's little plan ended up backfiring as Satanichia starts putting loads of smokin' spicy sauce into her bowl. Now that's a hell dweller for you. Meanwhile, Raphael is seen by other students petting Satanichia's mortal enemy, the melon bread stealing doggy. They fawn over how kind she is, but little do they know that the angel has some demonic tendencies which flare right up whenever she's interacting with Satanichia. Exhibit A. Raphael making her bark at the dog. Exhibit B. Lick my feet like a dog. What a furry cough sadist. The world is a complicated place, and things are rarely black and white. That's how you get scrubby, people-hating angels and secret softy demons in the first place. As Gabriel, Vignette, Satanichia, and Raphael continue to navigate the colorful human world, they might even realize what it truly means to be angels, demons, and more importantly, themselves. Them, as their own beings, free from whatever box heaven or hell wants to put them in. Thanks for watching this recap. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to ES Anime if you haven't already. See you on the next one. Bye.